Buddy, I've been hitting the ball hard since the beginning of the year. But man, finally getting results. It's where we play this game, where we grind through the bad days, where we go through those, and definitely these days make all those days badly.
Listen, you guys want to hit the panic button. You guys have all been talking about it, have all been negative about everything we've been doing. And we already know what we've been doing. We haven't really been playing well. It's plain and simple. There's nothing to it. So
at the same time, is you just got to put your big boy pants on and compete better. Got to throw strikes. That's really it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Marty Time TV and the Section 1904 podcast. I am Marty Caswell. That is not Darren Smith, unless Darren dyed his hair and got a beard and a mustache. That is Jake Garegnani of local CBS. I have not seen Jake for a very long time. So he's missed those gems. Manny getting a bit salty when we're asking about the Padres struggles and his season. Lucas Giolito talking about putting on the big boy pants. And he's talking about himself and the team as well. And of course, that was Tatis after his first home run at Petco Park of the season. Jake, a lot has changed. How are you, man? Good to see you today.
It's great to see you. Yeah, a lot has changed, and they've been having me run around and do all kinds of stuff, not including the Padres recently, but I've been keeping up quite well. Just haven't been in the clubhouse since this whole World Cup thing is going on. It's been keeping us quite busy with some other stuff, but I'm good, Marty. I'm good.
This tiny little World Cup thing. All right, let's go ahead and start there because that's a huge deal, man. It's impossible to go anywhere in San Diego and not see the vibe. It's been really, really cool. Darren Smith, my partner, has been usually at Fit Social with SDFC, doing his thing, hosting viewing parties, and the scene there is madness. But you started, right? You've been with the team since training camp.
Yeah, we went up to Irvine. We've been embedded with the United States men's national team in their training facility up there, and it's been really great. We've gotten to watch the team from afar, and it's interesting when you talk about World Cups because these teams kind of slowly build, and you see a match here and there over the course of years, and then all of a sudden it really ramps up, and we've gotten to really know this United States men's national team. Obviously, their performance against Paraguay was really impressive, and you get to see that kind of Mauricio Pochettino style, which has been really fun. And obviously they play again tomorrow, which will be really fun against Australia. But I think it's kind of taken everybody by storm. You talk about those scenes down at Fit Social. You talk about across the border in Mexico, when Mexico's playing, and they played today as well against South Korea. So it's been such an amazing World Cup. And I know not everybody is like these diehard soccer fans year round, but all of a sudden you kind of included, right? But then you get thrown into this incredible tournament. And I think people have a great appreciation for it.
It's fun, man. I love it. I wish I were more into it, but it's fun seeing how much people really get into it. Once every 4 years, it's not just a game, it's an event. It's an event. It's the partying in the streets. And I'll tell you this, I know Darren said that. I think I asked Bob Scanlon this question. If you were going to party with one group, who would it be? And I think he said Colombian, and maybe because his wife is Colombian. But I would say maybe with the Scottish. I think they ran out of beer in Boston, which is awesome. I love that, man. That nothing brings people together like beer and soccer, right?
And you and I both know the Boston scene quite well. We've had a couple beers in Boston. To be able to drink Boston out of beer is, applaud, because that is really an impossible task. So yeah, the Scottish would be great.
I would agree. All right. I have not seen you at Petco Park in a very, very long time. Since I last saw you at Padres, Nick Castellanos was still on the team. Yep. And I believe Fernando Tatis Jr. was searching for his very first home run. What has shocked you the most about watching the Padres from afar, Jake, as you are busy jet setting? I know you've been at the Chargers. You've been at, of course, the U.S. men's national team. But what shocks you the most about this team?
I think by this point, I was expecting the offense to look different. I think early on we said, hey, you can wait. And then you get 30, 40 games and you go, okay, maybe it's a little late to say it's early. And then you kind of get 50, 60 games and you go, oh, the offense will definitely pick it up at some point. That guy right there, Manny Machado, will definitely snap out of it at some point. And then now we're 75 whatever games into the season, Marty, and you go, the offense is still the worst. And this isn't my opinion, statistically the worst offense in all of Major League Baseball. And that to me has been incredibly shocking because of the track record of a lot of the players on the San Diego Padres team. You kind of expected it to tick up even a little bit. I'm not saying all of a sudden they were going to become the best offense in all of Major League Baseball and start ripping the cover off the ball, but it's just been unwatchable at a lot of times with how bad the offense has been. And the biggest surprise is that it really hasn't changed at all over the course of these 70+ games.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, there's Darren Smith.
There he is.
Darren's been really, really busy, man. I mean, I know he was torn today about doing the shows, showing up at Fit Social for all the for the viewing parties, because his Knicks have a parade going on right now. So I want to thank Darren, Jake, Darren. You guys know each other. You've seen each other. Welcome back to Marty Time TV and the Section 1904 podcast.
Just ended. Ended the parade. I had to give it a minute. I had to dry my eyes a little bit for yet another time this week after watching Alicia Keys serenade the team in front of City Hall. So
closed it. She had the closing ceremonies.
She was the closing ceremony. She did Empire State of Mind, so it was really cool. So got to watch that. Got to watch Jalen Brunson take the trophy off the parade float and walk down the street with it. He interacted with the fans. He put the. I'm kind of surprised it didn't get snatched. Got to be honest, but he took a chance and went on out there and stuck the trophy in the crowd. So yeah, very, very cool. Hold on. I don't think my mic's on yet. Sorry.
Okay.
So what's happening, Jake?
What's up, dude? Are you getting royalties from Fox 5 yet? You're killing us over here, man. When are you coming on to CBS? This guy's over here every time I turn on the TV, him and Julian are yucking it up, talking World Cup. And I go, man, he's going to get big paychecks coming from Fox 5 here soon.
Oh, is that what happens? Do they pay well over there at Fox 5?
In television, as you well know, in television, man, it's just big money.
Okay, good to know. I mean, I'm from a world of radio where we're not used to such things as well. But yeah, it's been fun, dude. I got to say, I have a ton of respect because, I've done radio. It's a totally different discipline. You know what I mean? Like radio, television, these things are, just because they're broadcasting, like there's a lot more to think about when you guys are on television than I ever realized. Like, I have to be I don't even know the term. What's the term that you guys use? Because Julian hasn't been there the last couple of times.
Powdered?
No, not that. There's a term where I'm just there without a hanging mic. Is that what it is?
A hanging mic. I don't even know that term, and I've been in TV for 10 years. I don't know.
So it's just when there's a camera guy there and there's a microphone in here, like here's the mic and just talk and look into the camera and the lights kind of, it's different. And
we call that a talking hairdo. That's what I like to
hairdo.
say. Talking hairdo. Yeah, it's different. I mean, but the radio side's, just as impressive. I don't know. It's all something else. It's not natural. None of it's really natural.
No, it's not. And then outside, I'm like, well, can I wear sunglasses? Nope, can't wear sunglasses. I'm at the beach though. The sun is shining in my eyes. Nope, can't do it. Got to sit there. Got to squint. So I do appreciate after I do these hits, the amount of people that text me. Watching this is insane. And where they're watching it from is kind of crazy too. Rick Sutcliffe texted me yesterday.
Really?
he was at Poseidon. Marty, there's a place right next to Rockies by you. What's it called?
Bayside Landing.
Bayside Landing.
By the way, just really quick, a Bayside Landing.
All the televisions. It's just very weird for me.
If you go in the bathroom, they have like wallpaper of Saved by the Bell. So if you go in so it's just, I don't know why I'm impressed by that, but it's kind of cool.
I don't
All right. Anyways.
So, anyhow, appreciate it. Anyhow, I'm glad I came in at the end of whatever Padre talk you were. No offense there, Jake. No. I'm kind of Padre'd out. We did a Friar territory, so yeah.
No, wait. Okay, but Darren, really quick. So we started off by talking about Jake's been, he started with a training with the U.S. men's national team in Irvine. He's going back up there this weekend. And then we just really quick on the Padres, like what shocked. I haven't seen, the last time I saw Jake, Nick Castellanos was still a Padre, and Tatis had not hit his first home run of the season. So it's been a while. Jake's been on duty, right? And then, of course, I mentioned, I'm not sure what you guys know about this, but the Nascar is going to be in Coronado this weekend. And that caught me off guard. I knew it was coming. I didn't realize it was this weekend. But if you're driving around San Diego, you're seeing signs all over the 8 and the 5 saying, expect major delays all weekend starting tomorrow. So commuters, travelers, be aware, be warned. That's this weekend. A lot going on.
And we're down the strand from that a little bit. Jake, can I ask a question? Because you were around training this week. It certainly seems like the U.S. is preparing us for Christian Pulisic not to play. Now, I might be reading into it, but it certainly seems like some of the commentary training off to the side. Maybe it's going to be game time, 12 noon on Friday. But it seems like some of the commentaries now like, well, it's a long tournament. So, we have to think about how we're going to handle this.
Yeah, as soon as yesterday, he was in the tent just off to the side. We were up there and we saw him training over there. To me, I don't know, Darren. I get this feeling like they're almost treating it like the Chris Richards things, where they're like, "Hey, he's we're not sure, we're not sure," and then game time shows up and he's out there and he's going to play, a bunch of minutes. So I get the feeling Christian's going to play tomorrow against Australia. Would it shock me if they said, "Hey"? No offense, and I know they would never say this, but it's Australia. Like, maybe we're not going to have Christian out there a ton because we think we can handle this without him. So I get the feeling he's going to play, but I wouldn't be floored if he wasn't out there, just given the opponent, given the fact that they picked up the 3 points against Paraguay. But you know this very well, man. Winning your group this year with the expanded field, everything is so big that I don't think you can take that risk too far where you go, oh, it's a lesser opponent, or like they have to have the 3 points here against Australia, in my opinion, because you just need to win this group if you want to make a decent run.
Yeah, and by the way, careful now, because the Aussies are on the lookout. They're searching for any sort of motivation. They're like pissy with every single commentator who has said, well, Australia probably not the strongest team in the group. Like, they are searching high and low for any of this bulletin board material. It's hilarious, that like the U.S. players keep getting asked about this. They're like, I don't know, like, we're not responsible for what the pundits are saying. So now they're going to have a little bit more courtesy of you, Jake. So no, I think you're right. I think, you win this, you're through. And listen, they're probably in a really, really good position. It would be a complete bottom falling out now at this point not to get through this group, but still, you'd like to win it. And, you essentially go checkmate if you go up 2-0 in this. And, you also carry the momentum. And I think that's an important thing too, because we never saw a game quite like that, like what we saw the opener against Paraguay. So for me, it's always about like succeeding, getting out of the group, trying to do things on home soil, but also getting the wind at your back with our fans for the first time, because that doesn't happen very often with the U.S. men's national team. And it happened last Friday at SoFi. Seattle's going to be great. That's going to be a phenomenal environment. And I think you want to kind of continue to build support here, not just from the locals or soccer fans or dorks like me who follow this stuff between World Cup cycles, but for other people maybe who don't, who are like, yeah, this is really cool. Like, I'm having a lot of fun with this.
Well, I think Marty and I were chatting a little bit before you came on. I think for the first time in a really, really long time, fans have great reason to get behind it. And you can really point to Mauricio Pochettino in this style. Like, that South American Argentinian style is so much fun to watch. That team we watched against Paraguay was unlike, like you mentioned, anything we'd ever seen in American style football. And I directly look at Pochettino, his coaching style, the way they go about it. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm excited for Australia. And if the Aussies want to clip Jake Garegnani on Marty Time TV for motivation, brother, they're looking in the wrong places, man. They got bigger problems. They did look good against Turkey, though.
Yeah. All right, given everything you guys have just said, just about the interest and the expectations right now, and Darren, this is a question I asked you and Eric Gomez of ESPN last week. What would be the best outcome for Team USA this World Cup? Like right now, just because expectations seem to be through the roof now, given how dominant that win was. Has it changed for either of you, do you think?
No, not yet. I mean, it's also easy too. These first games in World Cups, they mess with your mind, right? Because you can spend a couple of days, there's different ways of looking at it. You can look at it and you can say, well, we're all going to focus on the U.S. here. But you could also go, well, maybe Paraguay was really bad. So, yesterday, Portugal coming off that match against DR Congo, they're all trying to figure out, well, what's that? Like, Spain laid one of the biggest eggs thus far.
Baby.
So, CJ Dos Santos, right? So, like, it's these first games can mess with your mind just a little bit because, it's sort of, you just view it how you want to view it. No, I think it's still about the same, but the way they looked, it was just, and Jake, I don't know if you're at the game or not, but I watched on television and it just was different. It was just something different against an opponent that had prepared to play that team. That's the first round. You're thinking about that since you see the draw. And, they ran right through that Paraguay team in a way that doesn't happen very often. It's a Paraguay team that had success against Brazil and had success against Argentina. So, the way they did that and put pressure on him from the jump was really outstanding. And I agree with what Jake said. I mean, credit to Pochettino. He sort of was like, this is what we're doing. We're not going to go and play safe. We're going to go out there. We're going to puff our chests out and go for it. And team responded. So maybe a little bit. Maybe I'm a little bit, less thinking, well, what could go wrong, and more thinking about what could go right. And from that standpoint, I still think quarterfinal, semifinal, somewhere in that range. But playing exciting, playing a style that's exciting, I think is also a big part of this, and getting the fans in full throat and supportive of this, is another big part of it. So, I'm about where I was. Let's see it a second time. Let's see it against a very frisky Australia team.
Frisky.
Yeah. Frisky. I think it's really well said. I've, since this tournament started, had my eyes on the round of 16 kind of for this United States men's national team. I think that's kind of like the bar. Anything less, I go, probably not the tournament you were looking for. Anything further than that, I go, hey, what, kind of blowing out expectations at that point. And I don't think that's changed, to Darren's point. I think you're kind of sitting on that same, hey, round of 16 would be a great barometer for this team, a great spot to look at. But I go back to what I said earlier. If they can win their group and you set yourself up going into the knockout rounds with some decent matchups, who knows how far they can make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with that as well. So, that's 12 noon tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll be back out there in the sunshine. That should be a lot of fun. Lots of people. It's a holiday. It's Juneteenth. So I think lots of people will be looking for some reason to get on out there and enjoy that. Now, Jake, you're not going to Seattle?
No, we, as you will probably know, FIFA and those credentials are like the most impossible things to get. Yeah. So we're credentialed to cover the national team basically leading up to the match, but to get into the match, they're like, yeah, kick rocks. I think if we were a Fox affiliate, we could probably do it. You got to hit up your boy Julian. He probably's got credentials.
Troy's going. I think Troy's there for the U.S. on the West Coast.
You should just say you're Julian. Just go ahead and do your best impersonation. You're around him enough, Listen, I'm not saying all TV guys look alike, but I'm just saying maybe you could, hey, I'm Julian.
Is it normal for you guys to share earpieces? By the way, Julian has given me his. I know. I feel kind of weird about it.
That's disgusting.
Hey, you got to listen to the studio. Nobody told me this.
Yeah. I mean, he might have a clean one for you, but no, we don't normally share IFBs. But Marty, there's like handsome, and then there's like Brad Pitt. And then there's like the next most handsome person you've ever heard of. And then there's Julian Delgado. So there's no way I'm getting past it. His credential picture probably looks like it should be the Mona Lisa. There's no way I'm getting through as Julian. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's distracting when you're on camera with him.
Dude, you get lost in his dreamy eyes. Yeah, for sure.
Kind of do just a little bit. Yeah.
You're setting Darren up for his next appearance at Fit Social. He's going to look into Julian's.
It's coming up in a few hours, by the way, with Julian.
They're going to share earpieces. Just really, really weird.
Yeah, I brought my own now, so I'm going to just.
That's it. By the way, what's the traffic? I know there's been like a lot of consternation about LA hosting all the different events, whether it was going to be the World Cup or the Olympics in a couple of years. But what's it been like just getting around the area, or have you even not been to SoFi yet? You're just being around in Irvine.
When we went to SoFi, it was so far ahead of the first match that it was pretty normal. And then the training center, Irvine's wide open, so it's actually been logistically easy for me. But I will say, without having been, seeing the logistics of just how this tournament is put on, just being with one team, right, the United States men's national team, it's like covering the Super Bowl on steroids. There's 8 trillion people there. Granted, that's a host country training facility, but you think about the logistics of putting on this entire tournament. I am blown away by the people that have to pull this off. I'm sure thousands of people that have to pull this off. But it's just such an impressive feat when they do the World Cup, especially over the course of over 3 countries. It's wild.
Yeah, that's 48 teams. That's 104 total matches, right? Spread out over 3 countries. Imagine trying to prepare the logistics for something like that. Like I could just a little bit behind the curtain on some of the stuff at Fit Social, like. It's a lot. There's a lot of moving pieces there. You have the venue, you have SDFC, which is, the partner. And, there's a lot of moving pieces. I can't even imagine what it would be like if we all had to figure out ways to get from this city to that city, to that city, to this country, this certain time of the day. What's your training schedule? What's your training ground? Where's it going to be? Where are you going to practice? And thankfully, we're talking about an entire continent. So, good luck to, Spain and Portugal, not quite the same size as the US, Mexico, and Canada in 2030. But man, what an operation to Jake's point.
I do want to make just a couple of things I do want to hit on before we have to wrap today up. Okay. Jake, of course, with CBS, you guys have your next Padres game this next Saturday, right? And that's going to be against the Dodgers. Is that a 7:00 game? What time is that game? I should know this. Or no?
I should know this too. My guess is 6:40, but I actually haven't looked. But it's the 27th. The game on the 27th is on CBS 8 against the Dodgers.
CBS has that game, and I'm looking at the schedule because I think it's Roki Sasaki on Friday. Yoshinobu
Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I got you.
I am half Japanese and I'm butchering his name. I'm
who's
so
the Japanese heritage person
I am
here?
so ashamed of myself right now. I'm just maybe I need more coffee or something else. But okay, right now, I know like in these games, you get to interview a player, you have a 1-on-1. Who is your exclusive going to be for that person? When you look at this offense, who's the one guy that you're like, that's the guy I want to talk to you right now. I want to hear something different. You know what you get with Manny.
Yeah.
We all know it's Samad Taylor.
It's Samad Taylor, without question. I think when you look at anything that this Padres offense, and I say anything with like big air quotes, anything this Padres offense has done recently, it's been basically Fernando and Samad Taylor. And Samad, I know everyone loves to call him the spark plug, but it's true. Like everything he has instilled in what is this offense, I guess you could call it, has been huge. I mean, Marty, where would this team be without Samad Taylor over the course of 2.5, 3 weeks? I mean, you want to talk about some of the things he's been able to do, not only offensively, but defensively as well. And then the attitude and the style and the flair in which he does it. To me, like, there's a lot of reasons not to watch the San Diego Padres right now. Like it's tough.
I know.
Samad Taylor, I turn on the TV when he's at the plate or when he's on base. I go, okay, that's my eyes are glued to that. I got to watch Samad Taylor.
Batting second. You're getting this guy this batting second. That's what Craig Stammen is doing. And by the way,
imagine being a guy with a multi-year contract for 9 figures and Samad Taylor's batting second. Like, I know it takes a village sometimes to go ahead and figure out a way to win. So it just is such an interesting dynamic and exactly right. Like that's the guy. And plus there's still the joy, you know, like there's still like, you can see like how much the joy of being there still exists with Samad Taylor. And I think that's something that is, I think people, I mean, I know speaking for myself and I would guess all three of us and a lot of people that are watching or listening, like, that's really a cool thing. You know, it's like it's like a breath of fresh air. It's opening up the window and clearing out some of the stale air and bringing in some fresh air.
But this is one thing I understand, Samad Taylor. I mean, everything has an expiration date, including joy, right? Because a couple of years ago, Jackson Merrill was that guy. Remember, we were like, this guy's always just firing people up and so animated, but that can wear off after a while. And everything's contagious. Winning is contagious. Offense is contagious, but so is losing. If they go on like this and they don't figure it out, I don't know that we're gonna have Samad Taylor just being the one man spark plug for the Padres going forward. So.
No, you're 100% right. Like the losing, and it's clearly been contagious at times. I mean, we've been in that clubhouse where it's the last place on the planet I want to be honest, at times after some losses, and it's been brutal at times. I mean, even if you just have friends that watch the team and don't cover them, you can tell like the fan base, the excitement, it's all dropped down a tier right now. And it feels very stagnant. It feels very kind of clunky.
It's been quiet.
It's been quiet.
It's been quiet at Petco Park. And I'm just wondering now, like how split it's going to be next weekend in San Diego when the Dodgers are in town. Like before, it's getting louder and louder.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, it doesn't feel like the entire franchise has that vibe to it like it's had for so much in a while here. And I'm not saying that's not recapturable. Like you think back to 2022, and I'm not saying this team will do it because my faith has been shook pretty hard this year, but like in 2022, this team was 50-50, 100 games in, right? They went to an NLCS. So to be able to turn it around, it's very much possible. I just like, when you're almost 80 games into the season, you go, all right, that sample size feels really, really large, and this offense has been really, really bad. And I don't see those two things just changing in a heartbeat. But again, 22, they 100 games in, we're 500, so you never know.
Do we have any NASCAR fans on this show?
No, but I do have a friend who's asking me for tickets, and I don't even know where I'm supposed to turn to try to. Like, I don't know that there's any freebies that exist out there, and it's kind of a weird request, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't even know really who to call.
What's the layout? Are you guys familiar with the track, like where exactly it's going to be?
Yeah, it's on the base.
Okay,
so North Island.
They had like the virtual layout too. You can look it up too. It shows you all where it goes. It's cool. It'll look neat.
And it's like a road course. I mean, they didn't build it in an oval. They built it in a road course. So, being an IB resident, I just have to remind myself not to, if I'm going to be, like when I'm coming home today from Mission Beach, from Fitzocial, sometimes if traffic on the 5 sucks, I go over the bridge and I come down the Strand. Probably not going to do that. So, listen, it's good for the local economy. It's not about my personal inconvenience, but just to have some awareness of it, I think there's probably going to be NASCAR fans show up. I don't know what is capacity. How many fans are they even going to let on the base? I'm not quite clear on that because I've been to a couple of NASCAR races in my life, and they pack tens of thousands of people into those suckers. So I don't know if that's the case here because it's a military base, like an active military base. But kind of curious too. Am I going to be able to hear it? Like, do you think the engines are so loud that I'm going to be able to hear it?
Okay, so
in IB.
It's designed for a total capacity of 50,000 spectators per day, includes 40,000 seated fans in the grandstands, and then 10,000 additional general GA seats, and then standing room. Is that right? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Wow.
So, prepare
Ferry
accordingly.
over? Yeah. Wow.
I'll get on the Waze app. It'll probably steer me all the way out to La Mesa just so I can make the loop to come back to Imperial Beach, but whatever. At one point somebody put out a fake track that was up and down the Strand. I was like, oh God, what a nightmare this is going to be. Like, how personally inconvenient can it get? But now I think it's just strictly limited to North Island. So good luck to everybody in Coronado this weekend.
Logistically impossible, but man, it would have been sick if they were able to use the Coronado Bridge some way.
Right. Just see those cars going 100 miles per hour over the bridge.
No way it's possible, but that would have been cool.
Even watching their trucks drive over the bridge to
know.
deliver the cars there was like an amazing aesthetic. And again, I'm not a fan. I don't understand the sport. You're not turning to me for any sort of commentary or insight on this sport. But it was just an amazing visual to see those trucks going across the bridge yesterday. Like, what an amazing backdrop for the city.
I get anxiety going over the bridge. I can't go on anymore. I can't. I'm over the bridge.
I love the bridge. It'll be a great spectacle. I think the events will do really, really well. To Darren's point, I don't think I could give you any insight about who's going to win it or what it's going to look like from a strategic standpoint, but I'm sure it will be a huge success out here, and I'm sure NASCAR will want to continue to come back.
It's a fun weekend. It's gonna be a great weekend in San Diego. A great weekend to be a sports fan. I mean, I know Padres and Rangers. I say it's a huge series before they come home. And then you have the World Cup, all the excitement of the World Cup, the viewing parties, and of course NASCAR. So it's a fun time. It's a pretty fun time. Hey Jake, before I let you go, I saw a post of yours on Instagram. You were a spokesperson, or you were for Ride for Life. Can you tell me your involvement, what Ride for Life is, and your involvement, and why it's personal to you?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you asking. I was what they call the Grand Marshal for
Grand Marshal, yes.
Yeah, it's called the Ride for Life. It's put on by the survivors of suicide loss, and it's a ride to raise awareness and money for those that have to continue to live after they've lost a loved one to suicide, and also help prevention of suicide. And I've been riding motorcycles for a long time, and I don't know if you know this about me, and I'm not trying to get dark here, but it's just part of the story. My brother died in a motorcycle accident. A person wasn't paying attention and hit him about 2.5 years ago. And he's the one that taught me to ride. He was always a huge part of riding in events that meant a ton to people and that would raise money. And they would go to hospitals and all that stuff. And so with CBSA, we've also partnered with Ride for Alz, which is to help Alzheimer's as well. So anytime I get a ride and bring awareness to something that's going to help other people and get to be able to bring up my brother and talk about him, all that stuff, it's just an amazing cause. And I think this whole point of being able to talk about it is the difference, right? Bringing it up, chatting about it, knowing that other people are going through grief and heartache, and like, we're all human, and we're all sometimes trying to hide the fact that we're all humans and we don't go through that stuff. And I think it sounds cliche, but it's so true that talking about it for somebody that's gone through a lot of grief recently, like, talking about it is such a huge first step. And hey, if that post or this conversation helps one person reach out to get help, it's well worth it, right? So it's always meant a lot to me, and especially when you tie in the motorcycles, given my brother, it's been big. So I appreciate you giving me that platform. I don't like to put people in an awkward spot on live, so don't feel the need to like respond in any way, but appreciate it. And yeah, that means a lot. They've got a website, Ride for Alz does, Survivors of Suicide Loss, and if you want to learn more, just go to those places.
Wow.
How old were you, Jake, when this happened to your brother?
My brother was 39, so I was 29 when he passed. It was about 2.5. It'll be 3 years in September when he passed away, and he had 2 amazing kids and a wife, teenagers, so who are figuring out how to move on. All of us, but he was an incredible person, and was a Denver sheriff, and just always did stuff for other people. He was huge in the motorcycle community in Denver. He rode in a law enforcement club, and they were always doing really, really awesome stuff in the community.
He taught you how to ride, you said?
Yeah, he taught me how to ride. It was funny.
How old were you? How old were you when you learned?
I was 6 years ago. So I would have been like 26 when I first learned to ride a motorcycle. And it was because when my wife and I bought this house way out in East County, I mean, like 50 minutes, gas was too expensive. And my only option really was like, hey, I need to get a motorcycle. And so my brother had rode for a long time. So he taught me how to ride, and then him and I would do rides together. One of my favorite memories ever was doing a ride with him up to Julian and doing all the fun stuff in Julian. It's a great ride up Sunrise Highway. So yeah.
Wow.
Was there ever a time after he passed where you weren't so sure about getting back on?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I've been asked that a lot. And the best way I could respond to it, and I appreciate you asking, was that it's the places I feel closest. It's the place I feel closest to him.
Right.
When I ride, it's just like joy and great memories of being together, from when he was teaching me to when we rode together and stuff like that. And there was like a time where, it's scary. Obviously you lose your brother in a motorcycle accident based on no fault of his own. My brother was an incredible motorcycle rider, really, really good at it. But sometimes it's taken out of your hands. So there was times where I thought, especially for my parents, my wife, maybe I shouldn't, but it's just the greatest way to keep memories of my brother alive for me is to ride. Like I fire that thing up and I get out on the road, and it's just like him and I together. So
It's amazing.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
And
I
again,
appreciate you asking.
I rode for a little bit. I had a sponsorship.
Mhm.
And this is not about me, but you have a real awareness when you look around into other people's cars too. Like people
Mhm.
out there, look out for motorcyclists. Like I'm a cyclist now. I don't ride motorcycles anymore, but when you're always, your senses and you're looking in the cars, it is insane what goes on in people's cars. And you feel so vulnerable when you're on a motorcycle out there on the road. So, just for no other reason. I know everybody wants to be responsible. Nobody wants to be in this kind of situation, but man, like please be on the lookout for people on two wheels out there, because incredibly, incredibly vulnerable situation. So good for you, Jake, man. Thank you for sharing that.
No, I appreciate you guys asking, and appreciate you letting me have that platform. But I don't want to end you guys on a sad note. So if you could bring in something positive for me.
Give us a prediction on the U.S. and Australia.
It's an inspirational note.
Good. I
Yeah,
appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Give us a prediction then on the U.S. and Australia. I say 2-1, just like they beat them last year.
I like that. I think they looked really good against Turkey, which surprised me, to be honest. I thought they were a lot better than I expected. With that being said, I still don't think they keep up with the U.S.'s pace. I like 3-1 Americans in this one. I don't think Pochettino makes any, depending on what happens with Christian, I don't think he makes really any changes in, flow, like what Balogun did. I don't know. I think they could put up 3 against Australia.
I like it. I like they kept adding on to what Gio ran at the end. So
yeah, it was great for Gio, right? Not that we need to go down this path, but think about 4 years ago where he was at with the World Cup.
Dude, what's like such a cool moment is that you have a Reina and a Berhalter on the field at the same time at the end of the match, because Sebastian Berhalter comes on at halftime for Pulisic. My doorbell just rang. And then Reina comes in as a substitute late. And like, I joked about it on Twitter or X or whatever. I was like, U.S. soccer has healed. A Berhalter and a Reina are on the field together. We have moved on
full
from
circle.
all that bullshit from a couple of years ago. So, hey, I got to bounce. Good to see you guys. Love you. Love everybody. Thank you.
Much love.
Fit Social. Sorry, Jake. I'll be on Fox a little later on.
Wow.
But,
sharing earpieces, sharing dirty earpieces.
I have to go put my makeup on since you guys are experts at that. I'm getting a class every single day. Fit Social, all the watch parties there with SDFC. Got to bounce. Love you. Peace out.
Much love.
Bye, Darren.
See ya.
Well, that was quick. Wow, that was really okay. The question I was going to ask him, and I meant to ask him on Friar territory, and I'm going to ask you right now. Okay,
Yeah.
Which current World Cup team is the equivalent of the Padres, and why is it Portugal?
Because they had trouble scoring against a team that should have scored.
And also because Ronaldo played, he's played every single minute, and there was question as to is he's hurting the team. Manny Machado cannot get a day off, and I'm sure you're hearing fans, why is he playing all the time, blah, 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 blah. And they can't give him a day off because honestly, they're banged up right now. They're without Laureano's gone for the season. For me, on a concussion list. Jake's on the same list. You don't really have a super hot guy, although Tatis is trending as a singles hitter in that direction. Merrill's heating up. But Is Manny hurting the team? I mean, is there an obvious answer behind him? There's not. And I think he's going to figure it out. But that's why I was thinking the Portugal Ronaldo comparison.
It's a good comparison. I mean, I think like for the sake of coverage, for the sake of Padre fandom, for everything, we're all really hoping that he figures it out. I mean, you're talking 7 more years at $40 million for Manny Machado. Now, I think when he signed that extension, we all knew the Padres were going to eat some of that at the end.
Yeah.
But to have it happening now before it's even reached that $40 million, and look, if he was sitting right in front of me right now and we had this honest conversation about it, we believe that he's going to snap out of it. But it's like, if this is the beginning of any sort of regression, that could handcuff the Padres in a really, really, really bad way. So I think for the sake of all of that, we're like, all right, he's definitely going to snap out of it. And he's proven over the course of his career he's going to snap out of it. But with that being said, like, eventually people do regress. It happens. It's Father Time is undefeated, as that cliche says. So I sure hope it's not now, maybe in 5 or 6 years, but it's been I mean, again, not to repeat myself and sound like a parrot, but it's 80 games in and he's hitting one whatever he is. Like,
right.
That's hard to swallow.
Yeah, you're exactly right. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. And by the way, like Castellanos, I know he's not the same type of player. He's not a Hall of Fame player like Manny is trending, I think, but same age. They were the same age, and Castellanos could be done as a hitter at the age of 34. Jake, you're the best. Have a great weekend. I know I'll see you next weekend for Padres and Dodgers. It's been a very, very long time, but I look forward to seeing you at Petco Park. So take care of yourself, man. You're the best.
Thank you so much. You're too kind. I'll be down there. I think the 24th, just for some coverage, and then obviously the 27th. So it's been a while. Once we get through this kind of World Cup group stage, I'll be back to my regular appearances at Petco Park. So looking forward to seeing you in person. But much love. Thank you again for just being able to share some nice words. And as always, you're the best. Tell August I say hello and much love to you guys, all right?
I will. I have to return the Argentina flag he stole from a restaurant we were at. So I will tell him, dude, I'm dead serious.
God, I love this kid.
Oh,
I mean, Messi had a hat trick. How can you blame him?
He did it before then. It's in a flower pot on my balcony. So.
Forward thinking. He knew Messi was going to have a hat trick. He knew Messi was going to tie the all-time World Cup goals record. August is a forward thinker, and I appreciate that about him, man. Smart kid.
All right, you're the best. That's Jake Garegnani. That was Darren Smith earlier. I'm Marty Caswell. Thank you so much for watching Marty Time TV and the Section 1904 podcast. We are brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We will talk to you on Monday. Peace out.
We're going to talk about earthquakes? No, I thought you want to talk about baseball.
Rhea, where are you on the Astros sign stealing scandal and the resulting punishment?
I wasn't going to be answering no Astros questions today.
That's right, Rook. That's right, Rook.
Baseball's where I belong. I don't care what field. I love this team. I want to be here forever. I want to be the Padres forever. But baseball is what I always love.
Since we're in the moment, is there a more annoying sports phrase than "get in the hole"?
Oh, you're saying for this? Yeah. Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?